like you mentioned earlier there, do you ever have you ever had a nearly death experience with an animal? Because you've come across a lot of animals. I was watching one of the episodes earlier on YouTube. It was where there was a crocodile, and you guys killed like the biggest crocodile. And when you cut the insides open, there was a T-shirt inside the crocodile, which was kind of crazy. Because so basically, that crocodile has eaten someone, right? Have you ever come like a near-death experience with any animals?
Well, it's kind of my job description. So, it's yeah, many times. And that crocodile, by the way, we were in Mozambique on the Zambezi River, and while we were there, a young teenage girl, a croc had taken her right off the shore, because they still go down to the river for their water. The tribal people there, and do washing and whatnot, and it took her right off the shore. We were about an hour later. The villagers obviously were distraught, and so we tried to, mollify them as much as we could by trying to get that crocodile. We did not get the one that killed her. Actually, that was a different one that we got, and who it had eaten, I don't know. But they lose so many people along there. We were there for about a week, and the day we left, Croc took the wife and the daughter of the groundskeeper at the little lodge we were staying at, right there in front of us. And I mean, it was, I didn't see it obviously happen, but very tragic thing. People over here don't understand the human wildlife conflicts around the world. The wildlife loses 100 times out of 100. Individually they might win that particular battle, but they're not going to win the war. 7.5 billion people, that's how many we are, and we're not going to tolerate. They're going to kill every single croc. They're going to poison them. They're going to destroy them. They don't want to. And it's easy for us to say, well, leave the crocodiles alone, leave the lions alone, leave the hippos alone, but the elephants. But it's not us that are getting eaten by them. It's not our child that was taken by one. So it's a very complicated issue that I don't know what the solution is. If I knew the solution, I'd be telling you right now, this is what we got to do. But 7.5 billion people and more every day. I mean, my guide in Mozambique had 11 children. I mean, one a year, and planning more, and he couldn't name them. I mean, he literally couldn't name them. It's like, it's a convenient social family virtue. John Kenneth Galbraith, the great economist, coined that phrase, and it's more children you have, the more children you have to look after you when you're older. And it's going to be a very interesting next 100 years for the human race and for wildlife around the world. So it's a roundabout way of answering your question. Yes, I've been, I've put myself in that situation many times, and had many close calls. Probably on YouTube, there's a video of a mountain lion, a cougar, 2 years ago decided to attack me. Like, me, really? Like, this is what I do for a living. The cougar could have attacked a logger or a hiker or anybody, but and it's on video. It came out of the bush, made one leap, and I just turned around, bang, shot, all on video. And that's not a wounded cougar. That's not, I didn't cause that. It's a cougar that was starving because there's too many wolves, because we made roads for logging that turns the wolves into uber predators. So they run the roads until they find a track and kill the deer. And they're so efficient. Cougar was starving, the left. And so it had no choice. It came after me. And, it's a very remote spot. What was I doing in that spot? Well, I guess you could say that I should stay home instead of being out there, and I caused it. A victim perpetrated crime, but that's just, there's just going to be more and more of that as the wildlife fights for the last remaining vestiges of their habitat in this world. So yeah, if you're going to be out there in those places, you're going to run into conflicts. So I've been charged by Cape buffalo, hippos, elephants, lions bluff charged, thank goodness. Leopards bluff charged, come close to getting eaten by crocs. I mean, polar bears, grizzly bears. We had a lady and her baby killed in one of my camps up in the Yukon 2 years ago by a grizzly bear. The trapper, has his cabin right beside our little camp there, and we're the only ones out in that part of the world. It's all fly-in only, and the grizzly bear killed her and ate her. And it could have been one of my guides. It could have been me. It could have been one of my family members. So we've all been there, that same camp. So it's but for the grace of God, and I'm a professional at this, so I'm going to touch a bunch of wood right now because you're tempting fate by saying those kind of things. But it's what I've done for a living, to protect my clients from these animals and of course protect myself. So yeah, I've had many situations, but I've probably come closer with human interactions to getting killed than I have with animals. I mean, human life is cheap in many of the parts of the world that I've been to. You can be killed for a pair of running shoes. Mind you, that can happen downtown New York City too. So it's just, like I said, 63 years old, it's time to be a grandfather and tell stories, not go make more stories.